Huskies in their home whites, Vermont in their road greens, champions of the America East. And Connecticut, another conference title in the Big East. AZ Fudd pulls up mid-range, the assist from Edwards. As we take a look at today's starting lineups, brought to you by Capital One. Emma Utterback is the one to watch. 14 points per game. She was the America East Tournament most outstanding player. She's number 23 in green with the basketball. This is a team that did not turn it over much. In fact, best in their conference. And that will be a big challenge today against the UConn pressure. Fuzz tried to pull up three in transition.
And Beth, this is where Vermont needs to steal some points. Get it off of long misses or turnovers and get some easy points in transition.
Their calling card has been their defense. They have some good three-point shooters on the offensive end of the floor. Anna Olson, as Dorka Juhas tips it to herself, and here comes Lou Lopez Seneschal, one of the top shooters for the Huskies. Edwards. Connecticut today, Christie, has the big advantage inside.
And that big advantage is of Leah Edwards.
Coming into the weekend. Utterback on the drive, comes up a bit short, and here comes Connecticut again. Nika Mule, one of the top passers in the country. Leaves it for Lopez Seneschal on the transition three. And the chance of Lou rain down from the home fans.
And if you see already that trap just blowing up the play, because that's one thing that the Catamounts do a lot, screen on the ball offense, and so far have gotten no advantage from it.
They got a kind roll there.
Respect UConn tremendously, but they're not backing down. They know what their style of play is. They knew what they needed to do, but they also knew it would be a tall task to get the win. We talked about how impactful Edwards is. Long shot, short rebound. She pursues from the top of the key. That's knowing your teammate. That's knowing misses. And that's where Leah Edwards is just so good.
77% free throw shooter. She was the most improved player in the Big East this year, and capped it off by being named the most outstanding player in the Big East tournament. Looking for an avenue. Nice slip of the screen, and the lay-in is good for Ari Dizon. Got a foul at the other end going to be called on Ari. Christy, this is a transfer out of the portal from Ohio State several years ago. And also originally from Hungary. There are 4 foreign players in the starting lineup today for Connecticut.
I had a discussion with Gino Auriemma a couple years ago, and he just talked about how he likes the maturity of foreign-born players. And you've seen this throughout his roster here this season. And I really believe that's why this team stayed steadfast through all the injuries and illnesses throughout this season. Just a different level of maturity.
Nika Mule tracks down the rebound, the junior from Croatia. Where they are looking to get Edwards a touch every time up the floor. This is Dorka, got it off the window.
Well, Beth, beyond getting Edwards a touch, they're looking for the post out of transition.
Back. Gives it up, an open look for three, and that's rattled in by Michael Bust. Fudd off the hesitation. Dorka tries for three, and another offensive rebound. Aaliyah Edwards will try and get it. Quarterback. Emma has started out 0 for 1, and Juhas gets the steal. Edwards the other way. Count it, and a foul. And a visit with the student section underneath the bucket as her mom applauds.
Well, if you're a post lover, you gotta love this. One big with a steal, passing it to Edwards in transition. Through the contact, into the camera, into the student section.
As Caroline Ducharme checks into the lineup for Connecticut, and Leah Edwards to the stripe. Including her own. She broke her nose back in October. and still wears the mask because she's gotten so comfortable with it. Triple is good from downtown. Paula Gonzalez, the freshman from Spain, who has her family in attendance watching her for the very first time in college. Edwards knocked loose from behind. Here's Nika Mule, drills the three. Now her fourth game back with Connecticut. In and out, Edwards with the rebound. And Utterback fouls Mule, trying to prevent the outlet pass. Aubrey Griffin comes on to replace Uhas. Aubrey trying to bounce back from some back spasms she was suffering from in the Big East tournament. Michael Buss with the face up. Edwards able to bother the shot. And now UConn with the push.
UConn with the numbers.
Edwards, good find from Ducharme. Some full court again after the make. And that pass picked off. 3-on-1 opportunity. Fudd, Mule, Griffin, and a foul. They appreciate a good pass and a good delivery to a teammate just as much as a bucket. They've assisted on 8 of their 9 baskets. 6 of 7 here in the first quarter. Another calling card for all the great teams they've had here over the years.
Including UConn on the free throw line so far this first quarter.
Utterback Mule has really been a tough matchup. The Big East Defensive Player of the Year, so Utterback finds the mismatch with Mule and gets it inside to Olsen. Final seconds of the first quarter. And she walked with it. Utterback. And that will come up short. Great start for the Southeastern Conference. 6-0 to start the day. And now Tennessee's already won. Of course, Mississippi State has won twice, coming out of the play-in. South Carolina a winner, the overall #1 seed. The Gamecocks stay unbeaten. Caitlin Clark flirted with a triple-double for Iowa in their win. Here comes the double and a foul.
And that's some of the chemistry that they just got to learn to play together right now. So many injuries this season, have not had 10 full bodies in practice for the better part of this year.
Ducharme knocks down the triple. Nika has set the new single-season assist record this year at Connecticut, so she's continuing the tradition.
We talked about Uhas, we talked about Edwards, we talked about Lou's impact during this stretch with only 7 bodies, but I think Nika Mule has been the glue that has held this team together, as a point guard should.
That's going to be a foul called before the shot. And she has added a couple more, so over 260 now on the season. Of course, you know, guard play so important in the NCAA tournament. If you're going to get back to the Final Four, you need those guards.
And after the point guard, you need a post player.
Uhas, the 6'5" grad student from Hungary. All Big East tournament selection. Dorka averaged close to a double-double. Now to a 20-point Connecticut lead. Baseline drive, and there's Dorka with the swat. 34 straight years in the NCAA tournament for the Huskies. The last 27 years, just remarkable numbers with the 11 national championships. Mule gets the strip. And the lay-in.
That this Vermont team in their America East Championship went through a lot of scoring droughts. They stayed true to it. We're seeing that now. They're staying true to their system. They just got to see that ball go through the net.
Just 25% shooting, only 5 baskets so far in the first half. And Edwards knocks another one down. Aaliyah is 6 for 6.
Look at that, denying the pass, denying ball reversal for Vermont to get into their offense.
Banked in. A smile from Catherine Gilweed. That was the best three-point shooting team in the America East, and Gilweed, their top shooter. And again, UConn just immediately gets it into the lane. Yeah, their tallest is 6'1", and Connecticut has a handful of players taller than that. And a couple buckets in a row. That one's Michael Bust. She's been huge off the bench, 8 points. On the drive and a foul will get Lopez Seneschal to the line, the grad student from France.
Do you even need to say show? Because I think if you just say Birch Rossi, people want to watch.
It's a show.
Exactly.
Yeah. A part of one of the great teams in the history of the game, those late 90s, early 2000s UConn teams for Gino Auriemma. Another takeaway. Lopez Seneschal with the lay-in. I mean, they've been getting everything, Christy. Points off of turnovers, fast break points, points in the paint.
So they're playing UConn Husky style, postseason style of basketball right now.
Yep. Utterback gets her first clean look of the game. Under 5 to go in the first half. Connecticut shooting 71% in the game. And Dorka will add to that.
Gino Auriemma, before the Big East play, challenged both Dorka Juhas as well as Aaliyah Edwards and said, we have to ride you. You have to carry us. And those two have responded during the Big East tournament, and they have continued here in the first round of this tournament.
Azzi Fudd with the rebound. Her minutes increased each game of the 3 she played in the Big East tournament, and her return to action kicks it out to Edwards and Aaliyah.
Playing together with her, getting such high percentage looks, why the assist numbers are up.
3 balls short, that's up for grabs. Lopez Seneschal has it, running with Griffin. She'll attack the rim. Short on the first, not on the second. And an offensive foul going to be called on Utterback. First time they've seen their daughter since August. And coming in to watch her NCAA appearance. Lopez Seneschal gets a kind roll. Quick counter, Utterback with the lay-in for Vermont.
And I love that. Strike before the defense gets set. You struggled in the half court. Don't go against it. Transition game.
Edwards to the rim. Aaliyah Edwards. Dominant first half performance. She's 8 for 8. Richardson. Ducharme fouled on the shot. They've been so good for so long, they are able to stay close to home to play in the tournament. For more information, go to ncaa.com. All 4 of the schools here, we've got Baylor and Alabama coming up next. They'll have both their men's and women's programs in the NCAA tournament. The only bracket in both men's and women's to boast of that. Shot clock is off. And Edwards had the steal. And now Connecticut. Fudd launches. Good if it goes. And a lot of work ahead for Vermont if the Catamounts want to try and fight their way back into this one. Winner here will play in a couple of days against the winner of Baylor, Alabama. Catherine off the bounce. Pass into traffic. And a turnover and then given right back. And a missed chippy inside for Bellavito. Juhas kicks it back out to Mule. Offensive rebound. Edwards 9 for 9. Utterback gets inside, goes to the left hand. That won't go for Emma. Juhas able to scoop it up. Nice backdoor cut. Juhas assisted by Edwards. A touch for Delaney Richardson, the senior from Zionsville, Indiana, to her running mate, another Indiana native, Utterback, playing together for 99 straight games in the green and gold. Easy foot off the mark. Lopez Seneschal went down awkwardly. Lopez Seneschal trying to shake it off. Reached for the right knee initially. Her foot gets caught up on Mule's foot. And she will walk back into the VOM to get some attention from the athletic trainers. Ducharme may have gotten away with a walk there. Edwards, offensive rebound and one. Aaliyah Edwards is 10 for 10 in the game. 6 offensive rebounds for 11 second chance points today for Connecticut. Oh, and the first miss from the free throw line for Edwards. She had seen 12 straight shots hit the bottom of the net from the floor and from the line. Richardson tries for 3. Of course, it all started in August with the knee injury to Paige Beckers. Then in October, the patella injury to Ice Brady. Fudd hit a stretch of 32 minutes played in 3 months. In January and February, Ducharme was concussed. Dorka had a thumb injury. It's been an endless stream of issues. Ducharme from Dorka. She ended up being okay. But it's just been one thing after the other for the Huskies, and finally all together as Utterback knocks down the 3. And Lou tries to work it out on the bike.
Well, that's why the UConn players, Beth, to your point, have said they're ready for March. If they can get through the regular season and everything that's occurred, they know they're tough enough, and now it's in bodies, they're ready to make a run.
Juhas goes over the back, her first. She returns to the Connecticut bench.
That's one thing for Vermont that I'm seeing this half. They have slowed down. I thought they were trying to be too fast in that first half, trying to be faster than UConn, so they weren't setting screens. Executing so much better this half.
Ducharme, the transition triple with the new format. There will be 2 brackets in Greenville, South Carolina, and 2 brackets in Seattle. And UConn would be headed to Seattle if they advance out of Stores here in the first and second rounds.
But all I'll say is, for all the woes from injuries this year for UConn, defense travels. And this is still a great defense that's taking it up a notch here this afternoon as well.
Winner of this one would face the winner of Baylor, Alabama. That's the second game here in Stores. What a give and go. Textbook execution for UConn. Ducharme.
I bet that was a great example of how the floor was just spread. If you're going to play sprint on the ball defense, you got to have a weak side there, and it wasn't for Vermont.
That's the second time she's banked one in. That's Catherine Gilway. Boy, it's great to see, too, a former player in this tournament and now coming back to coach in this tournament as Edwards gets back on track. Gilway just inside the line and short. 27 years since that first championship in 1995. And in 27 years in the postseason, they have only been beaten by 9 schools. That's it. 2 of them are in their bracket, Iowa State and Tennessee. Fudd rattles one in. On the drive, Utterback with a nice scoop between 2 defenders for the basket.
Just got the impression that Utterback couldn't wait to play in front of this crowd. She said, I don't like a quiet gym.
Edwards again off the bounce, 26 points. She's 12 for 13 in the game. Emma trying back-to-back and now starting to heat up. Back to Dorka, the nice no-look from Mule. They continue to dominate on the block and have combined for 41 points and 17 rebounds. Pull-up is good. Short corner, Gonzalez. Fudd off the fake. And now Utterback on the run. Gets to the left side and is fouled, and that'll be the 3rd on Mule. Fudd and Mule get a nice ovation as they depart. And some smiles over there with Lou Lopez Seneschal. Lou, by the way, has not come back on the floor since injuring her leg earlier. May just be precautionary. And a turnover.
Gonna be shocked if UConn didn't extend this pressure a little bit just to make Vermont eat some clock.
Michael Bust. It's been a fabulous season for Virginia Tech, champions of the Atlantic Coast Conference. They have a terrific starting 5, great 6th player off the bench. They've got tremendous role players. And they've got one of the best point guards and best bigs in all of college basketball for the Hokies, as they look to make history and get to the Final Four for the first time. But likely that all roads will run through Connecticut. The Huskies have been there 14 years in a row. Inside Edwards, a rare miss. They have been a number 1 or number 2 seed 26 of the last 27 years. They've been on top.
I'm not sure if you realize when you started that whole thing about Seattle 3, you said what's in store? Oh, for everyone?
S-T-O-O-R.
I thought that's where you were going with it. I'm just saying.
You know how I love to turn a phrase, even when I don't know it. And one, Ducharme.
But unfortunately, they've got to start getting some stops on defense to get back in this game.
The story today, the dominant frontline play for Connecticut. They've been scoring in the paint. They've been scoring off of turnovers, some fast breaks. A little bit of everything, Scotty.
As every big should. The 2 bigs, Uhas as well, Edwards, 41 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, 6 steals.
Who says it's a guards game? Oh, the spin in the lane. Hard off the window. Patterson going to work. Active hands from Mule. Utterback picked off. Here comes Nika running with Edwards. Found her. Up and in. Aaliyah Edwards, 28 and a new career high. And a timeout, Vermont. The big girl running the floor. 6'3" junior had her way in the paint today for Connecticut as they look to advance to the 2nd round and continue enjoying the home court advantage. You know, in the women's game, when you win, you get to stay at home for the 1st and 2nd rounds as a high seed. They have won 48 straight games in the NCAA tournament when playing in the Northeast.
But I want to go back to Edwards' numbers. I just think it's a difficult matchup when you have Dorothy Uhas and Edwards on the floor together. Two versatile players, can spread the floor, so good off the bounce, so good in so many different ways at scoring as we see Uhas go to work.
Got to beat the buzzer. And they do. Patterson. Jumper is good. Michael Bust has been big off the bench. Ines Betancourt is into the ball game as well here for the Huskies. Mule on the drive. Nika's working out a double-double. 9 points, 8 assists. Ducharme. And she'll push to get the 4-on-3 advantage. Patterson, layup. And another assisted bucket on the break.
Beth, 8 times this season, Vermont has shot better from 3 than they have inside the arc. And that continues with a 9th game here this afternoon.
Richardson dropping it in from downtown. And All-American Caitlin Clark. That's the 1 o'clock game and then the 3 o'clock game tomorrow. Second round coverage. Boom! Betancourt. The freshman from Portugal. Richardson. No. Patterson. No. DeBerry offensive rebound. Yes. Timeout, Vermont. Today was a good day.
I'm just not cool enough to hang with you.
From the UConn side. Nice bounce for Vermont. Hadn't lost since January. And so many wonderful moments and memories. Once went to the Sweet 16 as a Cinderella with Marist in 2007.
And Beth, you got to believe that this is what Elisa Gretzky is building here at Vermont. What I love is the community in Burlington completely embracing and supporting this team. The last couple of games of the season, just sellouts, their incredible atmosphere. That's what these young ladies deserve.
Yeah, their athletic director, Jeff Schulman, really making the commitment, paying off in a big way. Final 2 minutes here for Connecticut as they prepare to move on to the second round. As they return to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2010. And the trend will continue. A 15 seed still has never beaten a 2 seed in tournament history. And the 2 seed will advance here in Stores. And the Huskies will get ready for Baylor or Alabama in the second round. .95-52 your final.
Shot clock violation.
And a career high for Aaliyah Edwards today for Connecticut. 28 points.